Welcome to you all on behalf of easyweather.com. So here is the introduction of our guest speaker, as I already said, Dr. Bhavya, third PG scholar, Shalaka Tantra. She's from Shri Vijay Mantesh Ayurveda Medical College, Ilkal, Bagalkot district. You can see she is a rank holder in Shalaka Tantra in the first year PG exams, 2021-22 exams. So you can see the proud photo of her there in the poster. Again, getting felicitated by the stalwarts of Ayurveda. Here she gets the first prize in the paper presentation on the topic Daiva Vyapashraya Chikitsa in Jignas International Conference 2021. So for her services, rural services, and also serving in government primary school, she gets the first prize again. So yeah, so she comes up with 8 paper presentations during her post-graduation studies. Now she's in third year. So 1 international paper, 2 national, including the recent one at WAC Goa, and 5 state level presentations. 1 poster presentation also she has done. So as on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, so 5-minute speech regarding Ayurveda, she also got first prize for that. So you can see here that she has presented at Varanasi at Ayur Yog in February 2023, Principles of Non-Substance Therapeutics, Amurta Dravya Chikitsa in Ayurveda. So that paper presentation. So she is also fond of pencil sketching and many other hobbies. Got the first prize there. So first prize for conducting more than 20 camps in villages. So a good physician also she is. And this, you can see Dr. Bhavya amongst the rank list. So today's episode, the first episode of Gurukula, will be utility of Netra Kriyakalpas in prevention and cure of eye disorders. So part 1. So now after the introduction of our speaker, may I kindly hand over the dash to Dr. Bhavya BG for her presentation of today's topic. Dr. Bhavya, so the stage is all yours.
Thank you, sir. Now we'll start with the session with a great enthusiasm. So myself, Dr. Bhavya BG, final year PG scholar from the Department of Shalaka Tantra, Shri Vijay Mantesh Ayurvedic Medical College, Ilkal, Bagalkot district. Let us start with my presentation on the topic of utility of Netra Kriyakalpas in the prevention and cure of eye disorders. Among them, I have selected Anjana as a part 1 for the explanation in this session. Anjana, as we are utilizing the Anjana in our day-to-day life, as Acharya Vagbhata tells that Anjana should be applied Nitya. That means Sauveera Anjanam Nityam Itamaksham Prayojayet. To protect the eyes, we have to apply the Sauveera Anjana as a Nitya purpose, and for at least once in a 7 days, we have to apply the Dabi Rasa Anjana. I will give an introduction regarding an Ayurveda. As we all know that being an Ayurveda physician, there are 4 Vedas: Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. Is this Atharva Veda? Ayurveda is an Upaveda of this Atharva Veda. We get the knowledge from this Atharva Veda and we have selected a branch as Ayurveda. Let me see, in this picture, it is showing that there is a mobile phone and he is wearing a watch in his hand. That means this picture is going to show that how we have to utilize the mobile and at what time we have to use and what the precautions we have to take and how much time we have to invest in it, how much time we have to invest it. Coming to the introduction part, so I have mainly concentrated on Netra. As I am a PG Shalaki, I will tell Shalaki Tantra, it is not only mean for disease and curing the disease curing of the Netra and Karna, Nasa, Mukha Rogas. It is mainly curing and especially it is preventing the disease of Netra, Karna, Nasa, Mukha. Among them, I have selected Netra, as we know that Sarve Indriyanam, Nayanam, Pradhanam. Among all the Indriyas, Netra is the one of the most superior sense organ. If you are not having this vision, we cannot see the world. So vision is entirely, we can see the world through the vision only. Otherwise, which is a full of blank paper. We know the concept that Loka Purusha Samyata. That means what is existed in our body, it is also existed in the environment. That means in the Loka. What is there in the Purusha, it is also there in the Loka. I will give an example that, see, this is the coconut tree and it is the coconut shell. It is having the three eyes. We know that Shiva is of Trinetra. Shiva is having three netras. We know Shiva is a lord and this is like coconut shell. It is a thing. It is made up of also Panchamahabhuta and it is also having the three eyes. I am giving an example in this. Next, in the same way, this fruit, that is palm fruit, ice apple, another name we call it as. I think everybody has tasted this fruit. Botanical name of this Boracay. It is also having the three eyes. When we open this shell, we get the three fruits from this shell. And this is going to explain Yet Pinde Tat Brahmande. What is there in this universe when it will, if we are being a human, after our death, we are going to the, we are losing from this universe and we are attaining the moksha by doing our good papa karmas and all. So Ayurveda says Sarvam Dravyam Panchabhautikam. Why I am explaining this concept means Anjana, what we are making the medicine as a preventive and curative aspect for the Netra Rogas, that is also made up of Pancha Mahabhuta. We cannot tell that it is made up of only this Mahabhuta, Agni, Prithvi, Up, Teja, Vayu and Akasha. So everything is made up of Pancha Mahabhuta in this universe. We can tell the patient is having a Pritta predominant Prakriti. That means he is having all the Sarva, means we know that Dosha Dhatu Mala Moolam Hi Shariram. Dosha means Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Tridoshas, and Acharya Shushuta tells us Rakta is the fourth dosha. Dhatu, coming to the Dhatu aspect, Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Asti, Majja and Shukra. All these Sapta Dhatus and Trimalas. Sveda, Mutra, Purusha. Coming by union of all these things, we have get our body, that is Sharira. Dosha Dhatu Mala Moolam Hi Shariram. Pratyaksham hi alpam, analpam hi apratyaksham. I am giving an hint that, see, pratyaksham, pratyaksham. Here the term itself it directly indicates aksha means patala. That means high. We have to concentrate on the eyeball. How we have to protect our vision. Nowadays, so many children are suffering from myopia, hypermetropia since from their childhood also. For that, we have to take care, especially from children's. They have to take the precautions for this. Pratyaksham hi alpam. What we are seeing is alpa. Analpam hi apratyaksham. Which is not seeing to us, it is apratyaksham and it is analpam. We cannot tell that only this much it is there. It is an eternal. We cannot tell. Coming to the Nitya Nidana Sevana. Why I am telling this part means we are living in this universe with all these Nidanas. Whether we want it or not, but we have to live with this all the Nidanas. See, first one I have mentioned sand. That means Mrut, Mannu in Kannada. This sand is containing of uranium and silicon. That is a radioactive element which is going to present inside the soil. We have built our buildings. We are living now in the concrete buildings which we have made. So it also contains this radioactive element that is going to produce an heat. Through that we are also getting the heat and our body is going to absorbing that heat. Next, coming to the sunlight. Sunlight, how it is going to act on our body as the atmosphere, the pressure and the air as well as temperature in the atmosphere, how it is going to increase. In the same way, in our body also, the fire, that means Agni Mahabhuta, it is going to aggravate. Coming to television, computer, mobile, the gadgets, everything people know that. So, all these things nowadays, without using this, we cannot live our life. Artificial light and light sources, that too for fashioning, so many people are using in pubs and all artificial light. Without that they cannot bright. And food and lifestyle. Coming to the food aspect, we know that our Acharyas, they have told food how to consume at what time. That General Patya, they will explain that Shashtika Shali Mudgamscha Saindava Amalaki Avan Antariksha Paya Sarpi Jangalam Madhucha Abhyase. So Shashtika Shali Mudka, Saindava Lavana. All these things we have to consume in our day-to-day life. Coming to the part of eye, in that Saindava Lavana, it is a best chakshusha for the netra. For that reason, we have to use the Saindava Lavana in our daily consumption of the food. And we should change our lifestyle. We know that Trayopastamba, Ahara, Shayana, Brahmacharya. With these three things, we can serve our the life and we can increase our lifespan. If you are not properly following the Ahara, Shayana in the sense of Nidra, that means sleeping, Brahmacharya, all these things we are not following. At least one also we are not following means our health may get impairment. So all these nidanas, how we have to fight. Next slide I am going to explain. See, this is Gomaya. In our olden days, our elders they used to build the house through this. I have seen in see this is the wooden piece and this cow dung they have to use all these materials to build an house. So they are very protective and their lifespan is also more than 100 years like that they have life. But in nowadays we cannot tell in next second whether I am going to live it or not. So it depends on our lifestyle. Coming to Sauveera Anjana, Rasa Anjana. Our Acharya, Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana, first chapter, he explains that Sauveera Anjanam Nityam. Sauveera Anjana, that means antimony. The Anjana which is prepared out of antimony, we have to use it daily. And Rasa Anjana for once in a week time. In next my slides, I am going to explain how we have to use this Sauveera Anjana and at what time we need to apply. Vishesha Shleshmato Bhayam. Why we have to use this Anjana? We know that Netra is predominant. It is having the bhaya towards the Shleshma. If you are putting in water towards ice, we feel that cool relief. If you are putting in hot water, whether we won't feel that our eyes will get burned out. So for that reason, Netra it is having the bhaya towards the Shleshma. So for that reason, we have to apply the Anjana to the eyelids. Let me explain. There are so many concepts. That means Achara, Shushruta, Charaka, Vagbata and Sharangadhara. They are nicely explaining regarding how to protect our vision and improve our vision. For that they have mentioned. In Shushruta Uttara Tantra, directly he mentions regarding Netra Kriyakalpas. That too in the Chikitsasta Uttara Tantra. Coming to the Charaka, he explains there are three types of Netra Kriyakalpas. That is Vidalaka, Aschotana and Anjana. Vidalaka, that means application of the paste in the form of kalka to surrounding of the eyelids. And Aschotana. In the next picture, I am going to show how we have to do this karmas and Anjana. And coming to Shushruta, he explains there are 5 types of Netra Kriyakalpas. In orderly, he is going to mention that is Tarpana, Putapaka, Seka, Aschotana and Anjana. These Tarpana, Putapaka and Seka, why he mentioned in this order means he tells Tarpana Putapakasta Seka Aschotana Anjane in his shloka. Means Tarpana it is having the more promotion towards the eye. That means it will increase the vision of the eyeball and it will give the strength towards the retina. For that reason, nowadays in our hospital we are preferring the patients with the Tarpana as a first line of treatment after the Shodhana to a patient. According to Vagbata, Seka, Aschotana, Anjana, Tarpana and Putapaka. These are the 3 Netra Kriyakalpas which are mentioned by Acharya Vagbata. And coming to Acharya Sharangadhara, he explains Seka, Aschotana, Anjana, Tarpana, Putapaka, Pindi and Vidalaka. Here the difference we got Pindi and Vidalaka. These are the new terms which I have told by the Acharya Sharangadhara. Pindi and Vidalaka in my next class I will show you. So this is the Netra Darpana. How we have to do? I will in next my episode I will explain it in detail. And this is Putapaka. We have to prepare. We have to make the kalpa from these dravyas and we have to collect the rasa. So rasa from the Putapaka which we have burned that material. From that we have to pour over the eyelids while we have to tell the patient like this to close the eyelids. Then we have to pour this medication. It should be in lukewarm condition. And this is the procedure which I did for Shushka Akshipaka. The patient is having the dryness in his inner eyes. For that reason, I have given the treatment as Paya Saindava Pariseka. And this is Aschotana. In this picture, Ashtotana, nowadays there are so many people who are didn't have the children in their home. They are alone. They have to put their own medications to their eyes. But this is not the correct procedure to put the Ashtotana, means eye drops to the eyes. We should tell the patient lie down on the bed, and we have to avoid the lower eyelid, and we take the medicine in our right hand. We have to pour by one by one drop. We have to pour it to the patient's eyeball. And this is Anjana. It is the main concept how we have to apply. In my next slide, will explain. From Kaninika to Apanga, this person is going to apply in this picture. So this is the Netra Vidalaka. Vidalaka in the sense that means the cat eye. How the procedure we are doing there, except we have to leave the eyelashes. Surrounding that, we need to apply the medicine. So it will look like a cat eye. So that they named it as Netra Vidalaka, which was told by Acharya Sharangadhara. This is Netra Pindi. We have to take the medicines. The two, the dravyas which is having the Swarasa Guna increase, the potency will be more in the Swarasa of the. For that, we have to make the Kalka out of it, and we should roll a cotton gauze piece and keep it over the closed eyelids. Coming to Anjana. Anakti Anena iti Anjanam. That means that which spreads in eyes. Anakti Anena iti Anjanam. As our Acharyas explained, that which spreads in eyes, they named it as Anjana. See, this is the story. Lord Shiva, we know, I have told, Lord Shiva, he's having three netra. Mukkanna, they will call in Kannada. Three netra. When eyes is having that much power, he burnt Manmata. So that reason, we have to concentrate our prevention and as well as curative aspects of eye disorders and as well as Netra Swasthya in Shalaka. See, she is Aishwarya Rai, Miss World at 1994. Because of her eyes, she is very famous. And her eyes is like cat eyes. See, this is cat eyes. Why and how to protect our eyes? Let me explain how we have to protect the health of the eye by our own. So, this is my intermission. Coming to the Anjana types. See, Shushruta Acharya in his Uttara Tantra, he explains in the 18th chapter, there are three types of Anjana. Based on karma, he explains Mrudu and Tikshna. Mrudu means it is very soft on touch and as well as in its action also. Tikshna means while touching also it will burn our surface of the toes as well as Tikshna to the eyelids. Lekana, Ropana and Prasadana. Lekana, that means it is having the scraping property, Ropana healing property as well as Prasadana, that means pleasing. Like these all the high Anjanas they have made based on their karma. These three are told by Shushruta and Vagpatam. And coming to the Sangrahakara, he explains, among Lekana, Ropana, Prasadana, together he will add one more, that is Nehana. That will give the oiliness towards the eyeball as well as the eyelids. See, based on the dosha, what is going to explain? We know that Vata Pitta. I told before that only, sir. Dosha Dhatu Malamulami Shariram. That means every person is having all the three doshas. Vatagna. Based on the predominancy of their doshas, he will recognize it as the Pitta Vata person or Pitta Vata Prakriti, Pitta Kapha Prakriti. Like that will assess the person doshas. So Vatagna, Pittagna, Kafagna, Tridoshagna and Rakta Prasatagna. So all these five types of the Anjanas they have been mentioned, and how they have made means Vatagna Hara means the drugs which is having the properties of Vata to control the capacity of Vata. Like that drugs they have made one composition, by that they have prepared the Anjana. Based on rasa. Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Tikta, Kashaya. See how nicely they are explaining Shadrasa. In our Bhojana also, we need to take the Shadrasa Yukta Bhojana. In the same way, they have mentioned Shadrasa Anjanas also. How we have to take and what time. We know that as per season, we have to consume the food according to their predominance of doshas. In the same way, we have to use the Anjanas, predominance of doshas according to the Rutus also. Based on Aushadha, Gutika, Rasa, Kriya, Churna. We know that Gutika, that means how it will be Gutika, like guti, vati, in the shape of vati, that is going to made an Anjana. Through that we are applying the Anjana to the eyelids. And rasa kriya, it is somewhat like liquid. Churna, it is completely in the form of powder. That is how in which condition we are going to apply means hina bala. If the doshas vitiated in the less quantity, rasakriya madhyama bala. If the doshas in moderate quantity, and coming to gutika adhika bala. If the doshas associated in a large quantity, guti. See, we can only assess it. Gutika rasakriya churna means ina bala. See, we are applying in the state of churna means it will be in the form of powder. It won't take that much time to register on the surface of the eyelid. And rasakriya, it will remain only for 10 to 15 minutes. And coming to the gutika, we have to rub on the eyelids, so it will take more time, and we have to need some amount of force to applying this type of kajal, so that patient will assess. So we will get that adhika bala is there, adhika dosha bala. In that condition we have to use like this anjanas. Coming to the Anjana Patra. Now I explained till that how we have to do the Anjana and what type of Anjana we have to use. So for we should take one preservative, means in which material, in which patra we have to keep that medicine which we are prepared. So Swarna Patra, that is if the dravya is of Madhura Rasa predominant Anjana, we have to keep it on the Swarna Patra, because Swarna is also having the Madhura Rasa. So similar gunas which is having that patra with that Anjana, it won't harm the qualities of the Anjana. And Rajata Patra, this is having an Amla Rasa. In the similar way, Amla Rasa, the dravyas which is having that Anjana, that should be preserved in this Patra. This is wool form. How nicely our Acharyas, they have recognized all these things. Lavana Rasa, that should be kept in the horn. Inside the wool form, we have to preserve that Anjana which we have prepared. And Kamsya Patra, that too Piktarasa predominant. It should be preserved on this Kamsya Patra. And this is Vaidurya Patra or stone for Katurasa. See how nicely they have explained. Katu means it is having very difficult. That means that how the stone it is going, its the components, and how the composition of that stone. In the similar way, they have told for Katurasa Anjana, you have to use the Vaidurya Patra or stone. See, this is Tamra or Loha Patra. So for Kashaya Rasa, we need to use this Tamra or Loha Patra. And until this, you have prepared the medicine and you have kept on this based on the rasa. Let me know how the Shalaka. Shalaka means the Shalaka where she is applying by holding in her hand. Let me see how it should be. It should be of 8 angular length. Length should be 8 angular and should be prepared by Swarna, Rajata, Tambra, Vaidurya or Loha. Any one of the metal should be used. Either it may be made by using of gold, silver, Tambra, Vaidurya, Loha or elephant teeth. Elephant teeth they are also used. In our olden days, our Acharyas, they have used this all materials to apply the Anjana. Anjana Yogya means for whom we have to apply. Till this, we have seen Anjana Patra and Anjana how it should be, and Anjana Yogya. Anjanam ke Yogya Tanjanam Shuddhya Tanor Netra Matra Shraye Male Pakvalinge Alpa Shopati Kandu Paichilya Lakshite Mandagarsashuragikshina Prayojam Ganadushike Arte Pitta Kafasrugbir Marutena Visheshataha. How nicely Ashtanga Hridaya Vagbhata Acharya explains that in his 23rd Ashtotana Anjana Vidhi. He explained Anjana, the Anjana should be applied to the person who is Yogya. That means he should be Shuddhyata, Netra Shuddhi after Netra Shodhana. That means we should clean our eyes before applying the Netra. And what is the Mala which is going to present in our clinicula, we should clean it, and after that we should apply the Anjana. See all these Pakvalinge, Alpashofa, all these are the symptoms. The patient is having Alpashofa, Atikandu, Paichilya. In these conditions, we can apply the Anjana. Anjana Ayogyas means whom we should not apply these Anjanas. There are some conditions that Nanjat, Abitam, Vamitam, Virikta, Ashita, Vegite means one who consumes, one who is having the fear towards the Anjana, we should not force that patient or a fellow. The patient, we should not force, you have to apply like this Anjana. It depends on their interest. Means if they are having an interest to maintain their health, we can tell them you can apply this Anjana, it won't harm your eyelids. And one who went Vamana, after the Vamana, we should not apply. And in the same way, Virechana also, Ashita after the Bhojana, Vegita after the Vega Dharana. That means Vegana Dharayat, we knows that Vata, Vitta, Mutra, Shava, Truttuk, Shudam, Nidra, Kasa, Shrama, Shwasa, Jrumba, Ashru, Chardi, Retasam. All these Vega Dharanas. After this, we should not go for applying the Anjana. Krudya, Jorita, Dantarikshati, Shiroruk, Shoka, Jagare. So all these conditions, Adrushti, Arke, Shirasnate, Pita, Yor, Duma, Madhyatoyoho, Ajirne, Agnyarka, Santapte, Divasupte, Pipasite. In all these conditions, we should not apply the Anjana because it will harm the eye. So Anjana Prayoga Kala. I told Anjana, whom to apply and whom should not apply. And what time we have to apply? This Anjana should be applied Nishi Swapne, Na Madhyane, Mlane, No Ushna Gabastibihi, Akshirogaya Doshaha, Syur Varditot Pidita Drutaha, Prataha Sayam Cha Tachanyo, Vebre Arketo, Anjayit Sada. Akbata explains Nishi Swapne. We should not apply it. Nishi Swapne na in the sense we should not apply the Anjana at night time. And Madhyana we know that we should not be used in the time of Surya Deva. When he comes in the mid afternoon, his power will be more. At that time we should not apply because it will increase the sight. Blane na Ushna Gabastibihi. How the temperature is going to increase in the atmosphere, at that time we should not apply the Anjana. Akshirogaya Doshaha, which is having there are Swasthya Anjanas also there. Based on disease also, there are so many different kinds of Anjanas our Acharyas have been told. In that conditions, we have to use the Anjanas based on their dosha and the condition of the Rutu. And coming to the quality of Anjana not to be used. In Anjana, see Ati Tikshna. I have told Tikshna and Mrudu Anjana is there. But it should not be Ati. Whatever it may be, it should not be Ati Tikshna or Ati Mrudu. Because it won't give the result. Ati Mrudu if you are applying it. Ati Tikshna means it will harm the eye. For that reason, we should not go like this Anjanas. Ati Tikshna Mrudu Stoka Bhammaschanta Gana Karkasham Atyartha Shitalam Taptam Anjanam Nava Acharet. Means we should not use the Anjanas which is having in this state. Ati Tikshna, Ati Mrudu, and which is having Atyartha Shitalam. It should not be too much cold. Like that, we have to plan and prepare the Anjana. Anjana Matra, Harenu Matra Pindasya, Vela Matra Rasakriya, Tikshnasya Dvigunam Tasya, Mrudunaha Churnitasya Cha, Dve Shalaketu Tikshnasya, Tisras Taditarasya Cha. See how he explains in the form of, I told there are three forms, that is either in the Gutika, Rasakriya or Churna. If it is a Gutika, Rasakriya form, we should use if you are applying that is the Lekana purpose, the dose should be 1 Harena Matra. And in the form of Churna, it should be of 2 Shalaka. Means 2 Shalaka in the sense, once we will apply from Kaninika to Apanga. In the same way, we will come back from Apanga to Kaninika. We have to do it like this for 2 times. That means 2 Shalaka is over. In the same way for Ropana and Prasadana also. Prasadana 1.5 Arenu, for Ropana 2 Arenu. In this Ropana, we have to use 3 Shalaka. For Prasadana, we need more Anjana. That means 4 Shalaka. That too in Rasakriya form. Coming to administration of Anjana, Shushruta in Uttaratantra, he explains very nicely. Based on dosha and kala, what are the Shalakas we have to use. For Lekana, that should be, we know that for Kapha will be more. In that condition, we have to scrape out that Kapha. For Kapha Vilayanartha, we have to apply that Anjana in the same time. When the Kapha Kala Yavagiruto, at the same time we have to use the Anjana which is made up of Lekana property, and it should be used by the Shalaka of Tamra. And for Ropana, Pittaja dosha predominant. At night time we have to apply. As we know that at the Madhyana Kala we should not apply the Anjana. For that reason, we can apply the Anjana at the night time for Pitta Prakruti and Pittaja dosha. Swarna Rajata. It should be made up of Shalaka by Swarna Rajata. Because Swarna is Madhura. It will please the Pitta. And Prasadana, it is of Vataja. Vataja we know we cannot control the Vata. For that reason, in the evening, we know that in the evening, Vata is going to aggravate at that time. When the doshas are coming out, at that time only we have to catch them by applying the medicines. Based on season, Sharangadhara in his Uttarakanda he explains very nicely. Grishma and Sharad Ritu, we have to apply the Anjana in Prata Kala or Sayam Kala. We should not apply the Anjana in Madhyana Kala. And Hemanta and Shishira Ritu, we can apply the Anjana in the Madhyana Kala. We know that there is no strong sunlight in this Ritu. And coming to Varsha, when the sky is cloudless. Cloudless in the sense because I is having the fear towards the Shleshma. If the more clouds are there means it won't take its action in the eyelids. And coming to Vasanta Ritu, when there is no higher temperature in the atmosphere, they are mentioning that there should not be higher temperature in the atmosphere as well as in our body. Both conditions will increase as the Agni Mahabhuta. Anjana Vidhi, how we have to apply? Anjana is used in the condition of Nirama Avastha. We should not apply the Anjana in the Apakva Avastha. That means the doshas when they get completely Pakva. At that stage we have to apply this Anjana. So they have mentioned Nirama Avastha. It should be away from Hama. It is an application of medicine to the marginal surface of eyelid from Kaninika to Apanga Sandhi. Again from Apanga to Kaninika Sandhi using a special device named as Anjana Shalaka. So applying the Anjana from Kaninika to Apanga and Apanga to Kaninika is called it as Anjana Vidhi. As I earlier mentioned that Anaktya Anainati Anjana that will spreads in the afterwards what will happen? After applying the Anjana automatically it will spreads in the eyelids. Pratyanjana. Pratyanjana is a different term. What does it mean? Tikshna Anjana Abhitaptetu Churnam Pratyanjanam Himam. To removal of the Anjana, which is Anjana you are applied if it is not coming out. To remove that Anjana, you can apply the Tikshna Anjana over it. So that they have called it as Pratyanjana. So up to this is the somewhat concept regarding the Anjana. There are much more interesting topic is there in Anjana. Coming to discussion part, we know that our entire world, myopia is nowadays school going children are also using the specs. Why? What is the reason? See, our global world, WHO shows that UK it is affected up to 12 to 13 years age of children. They have reported 23% of myopia. Iran, China, Singapore, Australia, South Africa, Chile, Hong Kong and USA. See, in this all these countries, how much rate they are affected by the myopia only. That too in the age we have to observe. In 15 years up to 12 years they are going to affect with myopia. See, in our India now and in India, number of myopias and myopia prevalence rate that in our country, how many people it is increasing, it is not in a decreasing manner. For up to 2050 we can wear everyone will wear the specs, I think. See, 2010 it is an increasing order, prevalence rate is that much. So we have to take care of ourselves and we should care of our eye protection and what and all should be used for the Netra Swasthya. See, children, nowadays if you are not giving the mobiles and gadgets to their hands means they won't take the food. For that reason parents are giving. So they will suffer like this. They have to wear specs. They don't know how to handle the specs. They have to manage all those things. And coming to this adult age, engineers and so many workers, they are using these laptops. Through that they are getting affected with that rays which is coming from this. So for that reason also they have to take up precautions. They have to use the blue cut lens along with internally they have to make the strength to their eyes by applying the Anjanas and all. And welding engineer also, they are making like this work, still it will affect their eyes. And radium light. As a fashioning purpose in every homes, who are the rich persons are there, they will make like this radioactive elements in their home. It will also affect their eyes indirectly. So these are the Anjanas which I have prepared by own, practically used Anjanas in our clinical practice. I have prepared Anjanas like this. So this is the Deepa that is filled with the Gruta. I have made in a, I have burnt over that I have kept one Tamra Patra, which is after the burning of this, it will collect inside that Tamra. After 10 minutes, we have to scrape out. Through that, Anjana will completely come by that vessel. So this is the Sauveera Anjana. Our Acharyas, they have told anti-money. It's in other there are substances are the stibnite, they will also call it, and it is very difficult to boil. I have preparing this one. It needs 7 hours to boil. It is having the common Shodhana Triphala Kvata. We have to boil in the Dola Yantra for 7 hours continuously. That too with a Mrudu Agni. It takes much more time by me, and I was also frustrated because it's till that it won't get burnt that much mruduta, it won't get attained. So next I planned to give a puta, means kaja puta for this anjana, and this is the vessel which I have collected that anjana in that patra. So and first patient's sake, I am giving that anjana in these plastic vessels because they won't take completely that much amount of that anjana. Maximum 20 gram it is going to collected over that. But in middle picture, what is showing, it has the capacity of only the 5 grams. So they will take that much. After finishing that, they will come back to me and I will give that. This is the anjana which I have prepared in this Krita. It came like this. And coming to conclusion, most of the modern topical ocular preparations are not able to reach up to the posterior segment. Posterior segment in the sense retina. We have to apply the medicines and it should reach our retina. But Anjana is a good, simple, easy and effective treatment modality for treating both anterior and posterior segment disorders of the eye, which is being practiced more than 5,000 years. There is no age difference for this. Only the children has to apply, only the men, women. There is no difference between the sex also. Even the men and women both have to apply the Anjana because they have to sharpen their vision. Finally, it can be concluded that Anjana is an ideal remedy for various types of ophthalmic disorders, which can be used as a preventive as well as a curative measure. There are so many works, research works I have gone on. Means successfully treated case of Harma. Nowadays it is very common. Harma, that too in Ilkal, because here the temperature will be more. With the help of Pipalyadivarti Anjana, they are getting cured by this. Efficacy of Saindavadi Rasa Kriya Anjana in Krimi Granthi with a special reference to seborrheic blepharitis and common blepharitis also. We are using this Saindavadi Rasa Kriya. And clinical study to assess the efficacy of Krayoshnadi Anjana in Kafaja Abhishanda. See how nicely they have told Krayoshna. That is having the Ushna Guna to Vilayan to does the Vilayan of the Kafa Abhishanda. Special reference to vernal keratoconjunctivitis. We doesn't need modern correlations. We can go through the Ayurveda. They will tell how the medicine is going to shoot that dosha. We should concentrate on it. Thank you, Anadal.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Bhavya. That was an exhaustive presentation on Netra Kriyakalpas with special reference to Anjana. So that was indeed a good presentation. More to come on this particular topic for all our audience and friends here on Gurukula platform. Dr. Bhavya has used a lot of Ayurveda words. So if you are from outside India and not in touch with Ayurveda terminologies, so kindly write to us so that we can clarify the things. I think assuming that there are Ayurvedic students, only Ayurvedic students on this particular platform. So we have, she has preferred to use only Ayurveda terms here without translation, and also seeing the time factor into consideration, taking time factor into consideration. So thank you, Dr. Bhavya. So there are a few questions in the question box to Dr. Bhavya. So Garunaji asks, why is keeping Anjana in Rajata Patra, so that is a silver vessel you mentioned, associated with imparting Amla rasa to the Anjana? So the question is, why does Anjana get its Amla rasa when it is placed in a silver vessel? Using silver is associated with cooling energy and Amla rasa is associated with Pitta increase. So what?
there may be some reactions, sir. Exactly, we have to do the research. What is going to do the action on this?
So I think Garunaji, so the answer would be the interaction between the Anjana or the ingredients of the Anjana with the silver. So probably that converts it into, and also probably I think depends on what type of Anjana it is and what ingredients are used. So may not be generally applicable. So yeah, it's a point to be researched, as Dr. Bhavya has said. Okay. Garunaji comes with one more question. Can the reason for Varsha Rutu conditions be explained? You have mentioned about the use of Anjana in Varsha Rutu. So can the reason for Varsha Rutu conditions be explained? That sky should be cloudless. So that was a question.
Sir, we know that the sky should be cloudless in the sense because our body is already increasing the temperature outside, because the temperature from the atmosphere, it is very cool in the Varsha season. Automatically our body is going to produce the heat from outside. For that reason, we have to get the contact with the high. That means sun has to arise in the sky. Then only what the medication we are going to apply over the eyelids, it gives the action. Otherwise, it won't give the action, sir.
This is applicable to Anjana, or it is applicable to all Netra Kalpas? So would you also mean that a cloudy environment is contraindicated for the application of Anjana?
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. For all the Netra Kriyakalpas also, it is contraindicated, sir. When the cloud is there in the sky, we cannot go for all this Netra Kriyakalpas, sir.
Oh, so you have started Anjana to somebody. So would you send them with an indication that once it gets cloudy, so because in some places like Bangalore, suddenly the climate gets cloudy. So we have so on such days you need to stop using Anjana, give a break. So what are the procedures of giving a break? Like if the climate has suddenly changed and 2-3 days there is some rainfall or a cloudy environment, what should the patient do there? So what is the effect of discontinuing the medicine in that particular interval?
Sir, actually, we are giving this Anjana not only for the curing purpose, sir. As a preventing purpose, I have given in the starting practice. Actually, what happened means I didn't told the patient if the cloud is getting there in the sky, we should not go for applying this Anjana. What happened means that patient is used to apply the Anjana regularly, but she told me that I am getting the burning sensation in my eyes when the rain was there, because she told me at the time when I used to apply the Anjana, I was getting the irritations and my eyes are getting full of tears.
That was only during cloudy environment, cloudy
Yes,
climate. Okay, so that justifies whatever has been explained in the text. Or have you seen more cases like Anjana application reacting in this particular way in a cloudy environment?
Definitely, sir. It will react, sir. Because what the Samhitas have been told for us, it is 100%, sir. Because we cannot change, and the atmosphere also we cannot change the Panchamahabhuta. How they have told, it will happen, sir. Because I have seen so many patients.
Okay. So I think the answers are convincing. So if it is not convincing, you can re-question or clarify your questions once again, so that our Dr. Bhavya will be answering. So we have a couple of hands raised here. Dr. Devamalya Nandi, if I'm pronouncing it right. So kindly, Dr. Devamalya, your question, please.
Thank you, doctor. So my question is regarding the giving the Anjana to the patients you mentioned, Dr. Bhavya,
Yes,
with the small containers. It's just like a minor comment. So how cost heavy would it be to change those plastic ones to a more eco-friendly ones, say Tamra Patra, things like that? Would it be difficult to incorporate in a mass scale?
Sir, we cannot give that to the patients, sir, because patients are not offerable. If they are offerable, means I will tell them to purchase by me only. If some of the patients will tell, Madam, we don't want like this, we need just a small quantity. After finishing this, we will come back to you. Like that, they will tell for me, sir. For that also, I have made in the plastic, sir.
But is giving Anjana or any eye medicine in a plastic container, how safe it is?
Yes, that's my question exactly.
Yeah, Dr. Devamalya, I think was wanting towards that while mentioning eco-friendly, like why don't we use the classical? So you also mentioned about cost, affordability of the patient and other things that also we need to see in the practice. So, but how safe it is to give those medicines in plastic container and how to assess the quality of plastic.
Right.
Okay, sir.
It's on the eye, so that's why I was worried
Yeah.
about that.
Sir, actually it won't harm the eye, sir, but the result is going to vary, sir, because what the medicine I have given with the plastic, it has given only 20% of result. Coming to the medicines which are owned by the Tamra Patra, I will tell them you can make in your home also, you can preserve this medicine in that. Until going from here to your home, you can take it within plastic. But after going to your home, you should not keep in this container because it will harm their qualities and make that preservative also we needed, sir. For that, I will tell them to keep inside this Navanita, sir. Navanita as well as Saindava Lavana. Other than the Saindava Lavana, I will not tell them to preserve because Saindava Lavana it is only the Lavana which is having the Chakshusha, sir. Some of them they also did, sir. In their home, what is they are using for cooking the foods and all, they have used that Saindava to preserve that Anjana, sir. Don't know whether they are applied it or not, but they told me after 3 days it will fully means it lost its color, sir.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so yeah, it's debatable about the plastic. So I think we can advise the patient if they're affordable to get their own vessel, so like a small bowl or a small container of gold or silver. So if we need to go with an authentic practice, so we can ask them to get and fill that with Anjana and give it to them so that they're also convinced. Or we can ask them to go and replace it from plastic to those particular container. And by explaining how the results would vary and how plastic might not be safe for use of these things, I think these things when suggested to the patient in a comprehensive way and the follow-up very importantly should be taken whether they're doing it or not. Gururaja sir has raised the hand. Gururaja sir, your thoughts please.
So definitely when such type of small quantity, it is better to give it in a amber glass containers. It won't react with the medicines what we are giving. So if it is given in a plastic, then there is all possibility that plastic may react with the content and may even the microplastics enter into your Anjana. So it will be a better practice that if it is better, you can give it with a small containers of glass, which is amber colored, which will be very good for this thing. Second thing, that some of the points were raised during Varsha Rutu, there are some problem issues in this. That always comes with a tag that whenever you are doing any Kriyakalpa which is connected towards or aimed at Shalaka related diseases, your sky should be very clear. It should not be done on a Megha Chadita Dina. It is very clearly mentioned. But we need to understand this is the concept behind that. If a cloudy weather is there, then there is an atmospheric temperature, it won't rise beyond that particular limit because of the cover of the clouds. So maybe that may be influencing the eyes, and eye may produce more secretions. And of course, if secretions are there, then Anjana, whatever you apply, it will be washed off. So maybe because of many other factors, they might have told this. And presently, we are living in such a condition, we can create these kutiras when we take the Shalaka patient as an IPD patient for some time, where the people are affordable, then definitely we can go for such a type of kutira where that kutira can handle the temperature, even the air and everything with artificial way to create the things that can be done. And then also we can go for, even during rainy season also we can do the procedures that can be done. These are some of the alternatives and the demands of the present day where we are living, and what our Acharyas were having the limitations of those times. Maybe we are provided with some other alternatives, and we should go with a rational thinking that how we can better apply the concepts in the present situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Gururaja sir, for your thoughts. Kutira, Gururaja sir, you meant on the lines of Kuti Praveshaka Vidhi, like an isolated treatment chamber where we can place the patient and handle patient or a person and handle comprehensively.
Yes, definitely. If it is for any disease orientation, but where Dr. Bhavya is speaking about the day-to-day practice of maintaining the eye health, then that is not possible. That we need to follow what Acharyas have said.
Okay, thank you, sir. So this is an extension of our Kuti Praveshaka Vidhi concept over to the Shalaka Tantra also. So merging of concepts, it's a beautiful one.
I just wanted to get a clearer picture of what you and Dr. Gururaj also explained. So when it is cloudy, is it that basically the flow of the doshas is like kind of blocked. I mean, it's not so free flowing, and like you said, like the heat, it builds up. So when I would think that if the heat is building up, then the Anjana will help to counter that. You mentioned the same thing, like afternoon period we don't apply. So could you just kind of clarify that?
Actually, they have told that Anjana Prayoga Kala, they have mentioned Ati Tikshna Anjana and Ati Mrudu Anjana. It matters for both atmosphere as well as for our body and as well as for the medicine also, ma'am. If the atmosphere is of Ati Mrudu, in the sense you can take it as which is full of clouds. And if you are predominance of Kapha Prakriti, and if you are taken Kapaja Ahara, and if the predominance of dosha is Kapha, you cannot go and apply the Anjana directly. We have to take the Shodhana, ma'am. What you are telling that the sky is full of clouds, if you're applying the Anjana, whether it will give the action or not, definitely it will give the action, ma'am. But the quantity, whatever the patient is expecting and our expectation line of treatment, it won't solve the result up to 100%, ma'am.
Shodhana, is it mandatory or obligatory for application of Netra Kalpas, including Anjana? Should you insist take a course of Shodhana and then the Netra Kalpas, it will give better results, as we tell that in Kaya Chikitsa? So is it mandatory or obligatory? Like we are not speaking about the preventive aspect, the curative. You can include preventive also in this.
Sir, preventive means, sir, preventive in the line of treatment, we can prevent, sir. Shodhana, they will tell. Our Acharyas, they are, since from birth, they are till their death, they are using the Panchakarma and all these Netra Kriyakalpas. They started like by doing the Shodhana. Afterwards, they came to the Kriyakalpas, sir. But nowadays, we doesn't follow even the Patya. Directly will come to the symptom, and for that direct line of treatment. As we tell, Netra Samanya Chikitsa and Vishesha Chikitsa is there. Samanya is mainly for Netra Kriyakalpa. All those things will come under Samanya Chikitsa, sir. We have to get the result and complete cure of the disease. We know that Ayurveda won't give the complete result, like that patients will complain for us. It is not in the fault of medicine as well as in the doctor. It is fault in the person who is following the line of treatment, sir. If he follows through the Shodhanas, whatever Acharyas have been told, like he is following that, and at last he is going to plan for a Netra Kriyakalpa like Anjana, Tarpana, Putapaka and all those things, completely the disease is going to cure, sir. I will give the confidence, and I have cured one disease, that to paralysis, sir, and that is line of treatment is different. By doing the Shodhana, and lastly I have given the internal medicines. Like that we have to follow the Shodhana. That will give a good result, sir.
Okay, thank you. And Garunaji comes up with another question. So can you briefly touch upon what exactly is prasadana, the meaning of prasadana?
Prasadana means pleasing, sir, because it won't have that much irritation to the eyes, sir. What we are telling Anjana, Gutika, Rasa Kriya, Gutika, while applying that, patient directly will get the tears from his eyes, sir. But Prasadana is not like that. What we are normally from Kerala, Sridharam, they are giving that kajal, sir. It is like in the state of Prasadana, sir, because still I am also using, it won't give irritation and we can use it daily, sir. Because Prasadana, we know that I didn't have any disease, means I can use it for pleasing purpose. So they have mentioned it as Prasadana.
It's like pleasant for the eyes. Can everybody use this prasadana Anjana, or is it also restricted to a particular indications like?
No, sir, Prasadana everybody use, but they have to think their doshas, sir. If they're having some disease that the person is predominance of Pitta, we have to plan and give for them, sir. Better Prasadana we can give, sir.
Can prasadana Anjana be given as a post-op, like after the effect of Lekana Anjana or Tikshna Anjana, can we give prasadana or ropana, so as a follow-up?
Yes, sir, definitely we can give, sir, because they have mentioned in order only, sir. Lekana, Ropana, Prasadana. How they mentioned in order means it indicates that after Lekana, Ropana, you can also go for Prasadana, sir.
Okay, thank you. And
prasadana here,
sir,
and the meaning we should understand is that it is usually given the last, as very really pointed out by Dr. Bhavya. Prasadana means it's a beautification, enhancing. Whatever it is, there, good thing is converted into a further higher grades. So it is prasadana. We call it as a wherever there is a beautification thing, they'll call it as a prasadanalaya, prasadana kendra. So that term, so that prasadana means enhancing the beauty or enhancing the condition. So you are trying to do a treatment wherein you have done initially lekana, then followed by all other procedures. Then now you want to give a finishing touch. That finishing touch is a final touch which will give you the outlook of the entire process of treatment. So that's why the Prasadana Anjana will give you the beautification, and it will be always conducive, cooling and supporting to the person who is taking the treatment.
As I studied, and I think I also taught for you that Prasad Anjana is also be known as Mrudu Anjana actually. It can
Yes,
be
sir.
used as an Mrudu Anjana. Sir.
Hmm.
This is the first one and the basic one which can be used every day and everywhere. That has been going to be mentioned. I think Yadavji Tukamji has been mentioned that Prasad Anjana as an Mrudu Anjana. Sir.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
This is an
Actually,
add-up, just it's an add-up for that, I think.
Thank you, Karim sir, for your addition.
sir, one more thing, sir. Actually, now in Kerala, they are using the Anjana for a children, sir. For a newborn baby, after 6 months, they are applying the Anjana for their eyelids, sir. That enhance their eyelashes, the quality of the vision they are going to get, sir. We can note that Kerala, the myopia rate is incident of this myopia is less, sir.
So the question, if Anjana Kalpa has so many medical benefits, why is it not popularly prescribed as medicine? Also, preparation of Sauveera Anjana, could you share?
Thank you, sir, for this question. Actually, I am preparing that Sauveera Anjana, but I left, sir, because that Anjana, it was not at all melting. I have making in a dola and I have make a portal also. Continuously, I was standing in front of that fire, sir. Actually, gas ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೀಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ದಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಸರ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಲ್ಡ್ ಮೃದು ಅಗ್ನಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅದರ್ ಶೋಧನ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸರ್. They have mentioned it as one is dola yantra and another one is planning that if it is the katina dravya, as our Acharyas tells in rasa shastra, go for putta and all. Gaja putta, mahaputta, all those things are there. Next, I am planning to give that dravya which is there in incomplete state. I am planning and make it a fine particle, sir. If it is some of the particle is hard, means the patient will complain for me. So it is like irritation. It is giving irritation, madam, like that. So it will be in fine like that. Basma for better method, I can planning this gaja putta, sir.
So it was a humble and cute answer also for this the restrictions or what we can call it as some things which inhibit us from preparing. Do you tell that Dr. Bhavya that it is a difficult procedure to prepare? That is why probably it might not be prescribed on a daily basis in the clinical practice. So the first hindrance for advising this Anjana to be used is tedious and very difficult method of preparation where you use dola yantra and other equipments to prepare that. You are exposed to too much of heat. Is this the only thing, or what exactly it is?
Actually, the matter means only preparation, sir. Other than that, there is no difficulty in preparing all those things, and availability of the drug is also there, sir. I have planned to buy this Sauveera Anjana from BHU, sir. There is the medicines having the good quality, but I have taken that only for 10 grams. It is a price 2,000, sir. 2,000 for that to 99% quality of purity is there, sir. After the testing by research lab, they have given that only 99% is there. It is not 100% pure, and the quantity is also less, sir. 100 gram. After boiling that, it will come at least 50 gram. If I get means it will be benefit. And for the patient also, sir, they will tell me that they doesn't know how to apply the Anjana. While applying also, they will ask some amount of Anjana. Afterwards, they will come to me. I have to prepare again and all. So it's very nice. There is no difficulty in preparation, sir. It depends on us. If you are offering time for that, means it will be nice. And the Acharyas, what they have mentioned, the yantras for the preparation, every methods and every equipment should be available in our college, sir. Then only it is a very easy process. We can do it easily, sir.
Definitely, there may be obstacles in producing it and whatever it may be, but I request Dr. Bhavya or anybody who practices Shalaka, also whatever it is, never at any cost. And the finishing are the we call Siddha Lakshana. For every type of medicine, we have a Siddha Lakshana. That Siddha Lakshana should be achieved. Then only you give these patients, because exclusively is still a very rare possibility, because most of the people will be practicing Kartiksa oriented one. And when you are trying to practice to bring about practice of Shalakya, at least that awareness should be created. And when we are trying to create an awareness among the common public to practice these Anjana Kalpas in a day-to-day, bifurcate and deviate from the procedures. It may be a very hard procedure. Try to achieve it, and once your product is completely fine as per the text and Siddhakshanas are there, then only use it. Then the results will be very good, and automatically that gives you feedback as well as the confidence in the system as well as in the subject. Even your patients also start believing you. So you should not deviate any for any purpose. So try to maintain this one. And it may be any difficulty, you try to invent the procedures, what can be best alternative. But until unless your product is completely fine according to the Shastra and as per you, don't issue to the patient.
Just to be add on for the preparation, sir, Anjanas is a better way to be prepared in a churna form because it's a one variety of in a churna. So, Anjana can better make it to the finest form, and you can able to use it after Shodhana immediately can be used. That can be do.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Kalpana Pausheji writes, so she has a query. Yeah, we have cloudy skies almost for 6 to 7 months here. Okay. Is it good to apply only in summer season then? Anjana?
No, sir. If they are leaving that area means their body automatically will get adjusted with that, sir. There is no need. Acharyas have been told that that should not be used in that some season means that also matters for the area also, sir. We should not apply, sir. When it is come to the summer, then only we can apply the Anjana, sir, because they doesn't need in that condition because their body is already strictly addicted to that environment. There is no harmful effect to their eyes and eyeball and all. So for that reason, they can go for applying the Anjana what the Acharyas have been told according to the season wise and all.
So there is no plan B for that, like 6 to 7 months if there is cloudy season. So that is totally contraindicated period. Is it like 6 to 7 months no Anjana, immaterial whether it is required or not?
In between, it depends on the dosha, sir. If the patient is get any side disorders, in that condition, we can plan and give, sir. If it is in the condition of Tikshna, Kapha dosha is predominant, means we can go for the Tikshna Anjana. We cannot tell that patient is getting the disease in that cloudy season. We will not give the Anjana for you. They won't agree with us, sir. We can give the medicine based on the Yukti, sir. Yukti Yojana Yatu Vijjate, we can follow. We cannot follow all the Tantra Yuktis, what the Acharyas told. You have to follow these rules to give this medicine. Depends on our Yukti, we can give the medicine, sir. And especially safety precautions.
So it is basically Yukti or skills analyzing particular situation where we can just alter the process or the medicinal procedure or the ingredients what we can use, and accordingly we can use if there is a need. So we have a plan B also that we need to think about.
Yes, sir.
Is it? Okay. Karim sir?
So plan B is make it create an environment suitable for that, whatever it may be the condition. If it is possible, you can apply in any time. The weather, the room, how you are going to prepare for Vatatapika, Rasayanas and all, going to tell us, sir. Like that, there will be an option is there where we should able to take a treatment compulsorily in that disease or any problem. We can make it a create, that our room should be make it a create in such a way that we can make it and apply it. Yes, Baba, we can make it like that, no?
Sir, one more option. Sir, it's correct, sir. And one more option for them, sir. They can leave the Desha, sir. Desha, Kala, they know, sir. Acharyas, were the time of COVID, we know that we have to away from that area. Like that, they can change their lifestyle and Desha, sir. Definitely, they can use.
Plus, sir has some thoughts to share, and we will make it as the last thought to be shared on this platform in the first episode. Guru sir.
Just like in our Panchakama, what we do, has been told as well as there is a disease-related cleansing. Even though even in Sharadu is seasonal cleansing is Virechana, but the condition or a patient is demanding for a Vamana, we do Vamana even in that situation also. Although these once again here is to be bifurcated based on the lines, whether it is for the disease rectification process or whether it is for the health maintenance or the enhancing of the Swatata. So based on those things we can adopt. And what Acharyas have mentioned, the restriction do's and don'ts, it's most of the time it is related with the swastha related things that regularly when you habituated, when you are doing it, in those times when there is a cloudy condition, don't do it. That's what their suggestion is. But when a situation is demanding such a way that it requires a Tikshna Anjana or something like that, it may be the season is not supporting, but the disease is supporting. Based on the Rogi Bala and Roga Bala, we can do all these chikitsas also.
Yes.
Thank you, Gururaja sir, for your thoughts and
Definitely.
yeah, so value-added thoughts. There are some compliments from many people to Dr. Bhavya. Sorry for those questions which have not been answered, so they will be carried over, and we will mark those questions and try to see we can answer them as far as possible. So with this note, I think we have extended over 5-10 minutes over our session. So the first session. So thanks to our presenter, Dr. Bhavya BG. So the first presenter on the platform of Gurukula. I think
Thank you, sir. And you have given this opportunity for me. I am very happy for this, sir. I am very thankful to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
so thanks to Dr. Gururaja sir, thanks to Gurudatta sir on his absence, thanks to Dr. Janardhan Hebbar mainly for permitting and also stamping on this particular proposal of carrying this Gurukula session. So thanks to all of you for being here. So next week, next Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. So we shall log into another session of Gurukula with another resourceful speaker. Let us all assemble here. Kindly spread the message all around so that we can have plenty of students, teachers, PG scholars, PhD scholars, practitioners here sharing their thoughts and having good conversations. So I, as a moderator and so presenting this particular session, so from my end, I am really happy and glad to have all of you in the Easy Ayurveda family. Hope to carry on this Gurukula sessions in a very positive way and in more resourceful and knowledgeful way. So thanking you all. So let us end this session. Namaste. So catch up with you all in the next session of
Thank you, sir.
Gurukula.
Thank you, sir.